Hi, let's take the next question for Roger, which is question number 6. And on the screen you can see question 6, which is based on the insurance planning. Now it talks about what should be the adequate cover for the Roger. So the factors we have to consider here is the household expense, and that to 75% of the current expense, and from that also we have to reduce or exclude the Roger part, which is 20%. And of course, this is the fundamental that the expenses have to be inflation adjusted. And only thing we have to consider here is it is still the last survivor, that is the spouse life. The sum assured will be invested in the debt mutual fund, and there the taxability is 8%. So we have to find what should be the sum assured. Now quickly, you are familiar with the case, but still I'll go to the case. The age is 29 for Roger, for spouse Angela it is 31, and household expense is 40,000 per month. So this is the first thing, or the first data we have to consider. Now moving to the next page, where the life expectancy for both is given, which is 75 years and 80 years. And the debt mutual fund return is 7.5%, inflation is 4.5%. Now these are the factors we have to consider while arriving at the sum assured. Now this question we will solve both on the calculator as well as on the spreadsheet. So first I will start with the calculator part, and then thereafter it will be on the spreadsheet. So first let me make the timeline and put the values on it. So as of now, the Roger age is 29 and Angela is 31. The life expectancy is 75 and 80 years. Since we have to consider the last survivor, the number of years, let's say the n is 80 minus 31, and it comes to 49 years. Next is the household expense, and it is 40,000 per month, and for 12 months it will come to 4,80,000. And this is reduced to 75%. And when we take 75% of it, it comes to 3,60,000. And further, the Rogers part, which is 20%, that we have to reduce. So again, reduce 20% from it, and we will get 2,88,000. Now this 2,88,000 will grow at inflation, which is 4.5%. And at the same time, in case of death, and again it is the basic of insurance planning that we have to go with the conservative approach that the insured dies today. So in that case, the sum assured required will be as on the age 29. So what I'll do is this 2,88,000 will get inflated at 4.5% each year. And in case of debt today, we have to discount all the future cash flows. So the future, as of now it is 2,88,000, which will next year will be 288 plus 4.5%, and so on. Okay, and all these future cash flows, I'll just put cash flow for the first year, cash flow for the second year, cash flow for the third year, and so on till the Angela's life. Okay, and once we have the future cash flows, we have to discount it. We have to again bring it to the age 29 or 31, or in general we say to the 0th year. Okay, so we have to bring it back, and this is known as the discounting. Now, to have a quick calculation, what we do is we take the help of the inflation adjusted rate, or we call it the real rate, which is your 1 plus the nominal rate, 1 plus the inflation minus 1. Now, what is the nominal rate here? Now, this sum assured will be invested at nominal rate, which is in our case is the debt mutual fund. And the rate mentioned is 7.5%. At the same time, there is a tax also. And the tax rate or the tax applicable is 8% on 7.5%. So this we have to reduce. So we have to take net of taxes, or we call it the post-tax return. So what is a post-tax return? So it will be your 7.5% multiply with 1 minus the tax rate, which is 0.08. So it is 7.5% multiply with 1 minus 0.08 is 0.92, and you will get 6.9%. So this is the post-tax rate, which will be our nominal rate. And same with the inflation given is the 4.5%. So on the calculator, we have to enter the parameters. The first is the set. Okay, so you have to press the CMPD key, and the first parameter you will get is the set. And always remember, money is required in the beginning, so set has to be begin. Next is the number of period, which is in our case it is 49 years. Okay, next is the I%, and this is our real rate. Okay, next is present value. This we have to find, so I'll put a question mark here. So you know how to solve it. You have to go to the solve or that blue color button and press that. Okay, so we will have the present value, which is in the insurance we call it the sum assured, or if it is a case of retirement problem, then we call it the corpus. Okay, PMT is your, this minus, we have to take minus, so that answer is positive. So this is 2,88,000. Okay, FV is irrelevant, so I'll take 0. Okay, next is your P/Y, that is payment in a year, and since it is annual, so we'll go with the 1, and C/Y, that is compounding in a year, that is also 1. And solve for PV, we will have the sum assured or the life cover required to Roger. Okay, now this part what I have written, let me put on the Excel sheet or the open office spreadsheet. So same way you have to do on the calculator also. So the first is the set, second is your N, then I%, PV, PMT, FV, P/Y, and compounding per year, compounding in a year. So this will go with the begin. N is 49. I%, let me find the real rate, which is 1 plus your nominal 6.9% divided by 1 plus the inflation, which is 4.5% minus 1. So 2.30 up to 2 decimal. Present value, this has to be found. Okay, PMT, and I have already done. Again, let me just show you. If 40,000 is per month, then yearly it will be 40,000 multiplied with 12 months. Of that we have to take 75%, and then again we have to reduce 20% from it, or indirectly we can say we have to consider 80% of it. Okay, so let me put this is minus 2,88,000. Okay, future value 0, payment in a year 1, and compounding in a year 1. And let's find the sum assured, or the discounted value of the cash flow. So we have to find the PV, number of period. Okay, PMT. Okay, next one is the future value, and last is the set, which is begin. And let me close that bracket, and I'm getting error. Okay, so we have the answer, okay, so which is 86.11 lakhs. So that is the option B here. Now next one is how we can do this on the spreadsheet. Okay, same thing. So let me go to the spreadsheet computation now. Okay, now let me enter all this data. So Roger, I'll put next. Angela, okay, as of now the age is 29, for Angela it is 31. Okay, life expectancy for Roger is 75, for Angela it is 80. Now the fund required is till the last survivor. So let me take the number of period, which is, we have to consider the Angela's age, which is 80, minus the current age, which is 31. So we are getting 49 years. Next is the household expense, and which is 40,000 per month. And let me convert into the yearly value, which is 40,000 multiplied with 12 months. Further, if we see the second sentence, it says the family required 75% of the current household expense. So family requirement is 75%. So let's take 75% of 4,80,000. And further, the self consumption, that is the Roger consumption, is 20%. So we have to exclude 20% from 3,60,000. So let me put the formula, which is 3,60,000 into 1 minus 20%. Okay, and it comes to 2,88,000. So ultimate need is, on net requirement is 2,88,000. Okay, now let me take the returns for debt. It is 7.5%. The tax rate given, the tax applicable will be 8%. So the post-tax returns will be from 7.5%, we have to reduce 8%. So 7.5 multiplied with 1 minus 8%. And it comes to 6.9%. Same way, the inflation given in the case is 4.5%. So what is the inflation adjusted return? And for that we have to find the real rate, so which is the 1 plus your post-tax returns minus, sorry, divided by 1 plus inflation and minus 1. So it comes to 2.2966. Let me convert into percentage. Up to 2 decimal it is showing 2.3%. Okay, once we have this, then we have to discount all the future family requirement, which is 2.88 lakhs. And when we say discounting, we have to find the present value, or in insurance we call it the sum assured, and equal to PV. So rate is the real rate, NPER is 49 years, periodical payment is minus, so that answer is positive, which is the net requirement, future value is 0, and lastly the fund required will be in the beginning, so type 1. And what we are getting is 86.11 lakh. And if you go with the option B is the appropriate. Okay, so this is how we find the cover or the sum assured the Roger required.